The silence is a god. It is a jealous god and it demands tribute. The clan of the blue light pays this tribute with every breath, every heartbeat, every step taken on bare, calloused souls. Here, in the deep minus earth dark where prehistoric life has taken a strange turn, sound is the only sin, and its wage is always death. They move through a forest of cold, blue light, a ghostly luminescence bleeding from vast shelves of fungi clinging to the cavern ceiling. It is a world painted in sapphire and shadow, beautiful and utterly merciless. These early humans, a small band of Australopithecus, are trespassers in this kingdom. Their very existence is an act of defiance against the crushing dark and the things that hunt within it. An old female, her face a roadmap of scars and lean years, leads the way. She places each foot with a deliberation born of terror, her knuckles brushing the damp limestone wall. Behind her, the others mimic her movements perfectly, a chain of silent ghosts. Their large, dark eyes wide with a permanent, ancestral fear. They carry their lives in their hands sharpened stones and the simple, effective tools of an osteodontocratic culture, scavenged from the bones and horns of lesser cave dwellers. But these tools are for butchering the dead, not for fighting the true masters of this domain. The masters are heard but never seen. A scrape of a claw on rock a passage away, a low hiss that travels through the stone itself, a sudden, terrifying silence where a moment before there was the drip of water. These are the signs. The Utahraptors of the deep are not creatures of sight. In the absolute blackness between the glowing forests, their eyes are nearly useless, but their hearing is divine, a predatory sense honed to a supernatural keenness by 1,000,000 years ago of darkness. They hunt by the echo of a falling stone, the snap of a twig, the gasp of a child. The clan's god, silence, is failing them. The hollow in the rock that has served as their water source for generations is nearly dry. Its surface a cracked plate of mud. Thirst, a primal force older than fear, now drives them forward, away from their known territory and into the unpaid dark. They are in search of a sound they can barely remember, the distant, steady percussion of dripping water. It is a pilgrimage of desperation. This forced migration is a new, terrifying chapter in hominid history, a test of survival skills that pushes them to the absolute limits. Every chamber they enter is a gamble. They pause at the mouth of a new cavern, a vast, vaulted space where the blue light of the fungi seems weak, a dying constellation in an immense, empty sky. A young male, barely more than a boy, stumbles. A small, flat stone, cutting tool he was clutching, slips from his grasp. It foams. The sound is a gunshot in a cathedral. It clatters once, a sharp, obscene crack that is instantly swallowed by the dark. The clan freezes, every muscle locked. They wait. They listen. The only sound is the frantic pounding of their own blood. But something has changed. The silence that returns is different. It is heavier. It is watching. The new silence is an answer. It flows into the cavern from the direction of the fallen stone, a tide of pure menace. Then, a sound unlike dripping water or shifting rock. It is a dry, rapid scrape, a click, another. The sound of sickle minus claws finding purchase on the cave floor. From the edge of the blue light, a shape detaches itself from the deeper shadow. It is low minus slum, impossibly fast, a nightmare of sinew and teeth. The truth about dinosaurs in this place is that they are not lumbering beasts. They are specters. The young male who dropped the stone has no time to scream. A second and third shape converge on him. Their packed dynamics are fluid. Horrifying geometry of death. The attack is an explosion of focused violence. Over in a single, wet crunch. The clan does not run. To run is to make noise. They melt. They dissolve into the darkest pockets of the cavern, pressing their small, warm bodies against the cold, indifferent stone, trying to will their very heartbeats into submission. Hours pass. The feast is finished. The bones picked clean with surgical precision. The Utahraptors remain. patrolling the vast chamber. They are the new wardens of this space, and the clan are their prisoners. Thirst becomes a fire in their throats. But any move toward the sound of dripping water they now hear, a cruelity, would be suicide. The clan is trapped, and their long, quiet chapter of human evolution seems destined to end in this dark, forgotten corner of the prehistoric world. But in the crushing despair, a mind is at work. Kale, an elder whose body is frail but whose eyes hold the light of a different kind of fire, watches. He is a student of this terrible world, a practitioner of a paleontology of the living. He is not watching the raptors themselves, but the space around them. A single drop of water falls from a high below them, striking a flat rock with a distinct plink. Instantly, two of the raptors pivot, their heads cocked, their entire beings focused on the location of the sound. They stop toward it, sniffing, hissing, their bodies coiled springs of lethal potential. They are not hunting a creature, they are hunting a disturbance. I thought sparks in Kayla's mind, a concept so radical it borders on madness. The raptor's greatest strength, their hearing, is also a slave to reflex. It is a simple, direct input minus output system. Sound here, pounce there. What if the sound could be a lie? What if one could tell a story to the ears of a monster? He gathers the two swiftest hunters, a male and a female, with silent, urgent gestures. His hands, gnarled and slow, paint a picture in the gloom. He points to his ear. He points to the raptors. He picks up a tiny pebble, no bigger than his thumbnail. He mimes a throw, not at the beasts, but far away, to the side. Then he points to the great, black emptiness at the far edge of the chamber. A place they had noted earlier, a chasm from which no echo returned. A plan forms, a desperate stratagem of acoustic deception. It is an immense gamble. To succeed, they must wield the very thing that has been their undoing. They must weaponize sound. It is a choice born of utter necessity, a flicker of intelligence against a wall of primal fury, a moment where ancient humans decide not just to survive, but to fight back with the only weapon they have ever truly possessed, the mind. The silence is a weapon. Kale gives the pebble to the young male. Go in. The female, Isha, holds another. This is the new edge of their primitive technology, a tool not a bow, but of physics. The plan is simple. Its execution a prayer to the gods of chance. On Kale's signal, a slow, deliberate lowering of his hand, Oen will throw his stone to the far left of the cavern. A sharp, inviting sound to draw the pack's attention. A breath later, Isha will throw hers to the right, but closer to the unseen chasm. They are creating a false trail, a ghost echo meant to lead the hunters away from the clan and toward oblivion. This is not a hunt for food. It is a manipulation of an apex predator, a dangerous piece of theatre on the stage of prehistory. Kale watches the patrol patterns, the twitching heads of the Utahraptors. He sees the alpha, larger than the rest, its movements possessing a cunning that the others lack. This one is the true test. He waits for the moment the alpha is furthest away, distracted by a scent on the air. Now, he lowers his hand. Oen's throw is perfect. The pebble arcs through the blue minus-sting darkness and strikes a sheer rock face with a loud talk. Every raptor in the coven, including the alpha, whips its head toward the sound. They are a monolith of predatory instinct, their collective attention captured by a single, calculated lie. A heartbeat later, as the pack begins to move, Isha's pebble makes its own noise. A softer clack further down the right wall, tantalizingly close to the edge of the abyss. The pack shifts direction as one, a river of claws and teeth flowing toward the second sound. The dinosaur documentary of their lives is reaching a terrifying climax. But the alpha hesitates. It stops, head cocked, not at the sound, but in the direction of the clan's hiding place. It has sensed a discrepancy, an intelligence behind the noise. For a terrifying second, its gaze sweeps over the rocks where they are hidden, and it seems to stare directly at Kale. It knows. Then, a sacrifice. An old, childless female at the edge of the clan, her leg already lame from a previous escape, understands the alpha's hesitation. She knows the gambit is failing. With a final, sorrowful look at Kale, she makes a choice. She deliberately scrapes her foot on the gravel, a small, desperate sound. The alpha's head snaps toward her. The illusion of the thrown stones momentarily forgotten. It lunges. As its claws find her, the rest of the pack, drawn by the genuine sounds of a kill, surges forward in a frenzy. But their momentum carries them too far. They are focused on the kill, blind to the terrain in their bloodlust. 3 of them, charging in the dark, tumble over the precipice. Their hisses cut short as they fall into the silent, waiting throat of the earth. The gambit works, but the cost is etched onto the clan's soul. The alpha, its muzzle slick with blood, stops at the chasm's edge, letting out a frustrated, screeching roar that echoes through the caves. It turns, and its eyes, glinting in the gloom, find Kale's again. There is no instinct in that look now. There is recognition. There is memory. The clan has its water. But it has also made a personal enemy. Their adaptive strategy must now evolve faster, for they have taught the silence to hunt back. The clan of the blue light survives the night. They drink from a clean, cold pool. The water a sacrament bought with blood and brilliance. But the equilibrium they have won is fragile. The victory a prelude to a more intimate war. The surviving alpha raptor is no longer just a beast hunting for food. It is a rival intelligence, a predator that now understands the concept of a lie. The clan's act of defiance, their clever manipulation of sound, has irrevocably altered the rules of this dark world. They have moved from being prey to being players in a deadly game, marking a pivotal moment in the ascent of the hominid history of their small lineage. Their struggle is a microcosm of the grand, audacious narrative of human ancestors. The story of a species armed with little more than fragile bodies and oversized brains, refusing to bow to the monstrous tyrants of an ancient earth. They proved that even in the deepest dark, shadowed by titans, the most powerful weapon is not a claw or a tooth, but a thought. Their desperate gamble echoes forward through time, a testament to the primal courage that beats within our own hearts, asking us when faced with impossible odds, will you hide in the silence, or will you dare to make it your own? This is the chronicle of our ascent, written in the spaces between the screams. And in the deepest jungle, a different kind of silence is about to be broken by a roar that shakes the very trees.